Terra. We got to talk about Terra. They've had a rough run of it over the last few years. So we'll take a look at where Terra is at. Obviously, this is not Terra Classic or Luna Classic, whatever you want to call it. This is the new iteration of it. And we'll take a look at where potentially this can go. Obviously, there's going to be... I'm going to talk about the very significant hurdles to get to the price, the possible price I think it can hit. Before I get into any of that though, guys, if you're new here and you don't know what the spreadsheet is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying these coins. I expected they were going to make me a ton of cash. And if you'd have done the same, if you'd have popped $100 into the coins when I released the videos, sat on them for around 16 months and then sold them, your profits in under a year and a half would have been over 123 grand. Now that in under a year and a half is spectacular. That's nearly a house, or in many places a house. I don't own these anymore, but I do share the coins that I own on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So when I find coins that I think are going to make me great money, I tell my members about the coin that I'm going to buy, the price that I'm going to buy it at. When I sell one of the coins I own, I tell my members what coin I'm selling and at what price. So my members get in on cryptos at the exact same price as me. They get out of them at the exact same price as me. They make the exact same profit. Now, if you don't have a portfolio, or you're really not confident in the portfolio you have, now is the time to do something about it. Because these markets are going to go to new highs. And if you haven't sorted your portfolio out, you're going to have missed out on a ton of profit. So time is of the essence. If you go on to copymycrypto.com and read through the successes of the members, things I've said in the past, what's happened in the past, you can verify it all as well. You'll realize why there are thousands of members on the site. It's because of the profits being made. This year will be no different. So have a look at the site, because it may well be able to help you out and get your portfolio sorted. Now, Terra. So obviously this was a rebrand from Terra Classic. A new chain was created with the existing Terra name. This was obviously off the back of everything that happened. So we'll talk through its history and then, where they're at right now. So Terra is the public blockchain that emerged from Terra Classic. Terra Classic is the home of the algorithmic stablecoin UST. It's now renamed Luna Classic, or LUNC. And this basically caused a massive bank run in May of 2022. This devalued Luna to virtually zero, caused the launch of a new chain, resulting in Terra Classic and Terra. The development of Terra Classic launched in 2018, and the blockchain launched in April 2019. It attempted to combine the price stability and wide adoption of fiat currencies with the censorship resistance of Bitcoin, and offer fast, affordable payments and settlements through their stablecoin, but it was an algorithmic stablecoin. Now, the Terra blockchain continues the legacy of Terra Classic without the UST stablecoin. It will keep building with the help of the Luna community, dubbed Lunatics, and evolved the world-class UX and UI that brought Terra Classic up to second place in total value locked at its peak. Now, you got to remember, Terra, the original Terra Classic, did phenomenally well. Did absolutely phenomenally well. It was like, in terms of the profits that people made, it was staggering. But obviously, in terms of the losses that people made, it was staggering. Terra itself was conceived by Daniel Shin Do Kwon. Do Kwon is obviously synonymous with Terra and the collapse. Do Kwon tried to issue a revival plan that eventually led to the hard fork of Terra Classic and Terra. He received criticism for his plans from CZ and Vitalik, as well as from tons of disgruntled UST investors. There is a very significant reason for this, is obviously everyone got wrecked. Everyone got wrecked that got into Terra at any point during the bull cycle. There are a ton of investigations currently happening around the Terra team and Do Kwon himself. And since Terra itself, like the new iteration launched, they did an airdrop to try to revive the community and to try and reimburse the community for the huge losses. This has not exactly gone great. When you look at like its history, yeah, it did all right. It had like nice little initial pump and then got dumped on hard. Had a second pump and then got dumped on hard. Price-wise, it has struggled throughout the bear cycle, really never rallying significantly. Did about a 2x at peak from like loss from like lowest to highest. But obviously there is a ton of issues around this. Terra is now a really it's got such negative connotations. There's a big deal in the sense of like people are not exactly rushing to work with Terra. Yeah, there's 52 projects as of right now, but no one's exactly rushing to work with them. Obviously, the history is tainted this new iteration of them. There is also obviously mass investigations around the Terra team and Do Kwon himself. We have got currently investigations in Korea. I believe the SEC have gone after Do Kwon as well. Now, I'm not exactly an advocate for the SEC. I think they do things terribly, and I think they are damaging the crypto space. But so many people got damaged by Terra. There's some renowned Twitter accounts of people that were burnt by Terra that are tweeting about it and that they've shared what they believe is fraud that has occurred within the Terra space. Also, it's worth noting, there was a recent court ruling. So, due to the recent court ruling, TFL, the Terra, I think that's the Terra Foundation, is making changes to its operations moving forward, including active liquidity provisioning and access to TFL products in certain jurisdictions. As a result of the SEC case, TFL may receive a conduct injunction, which could prohibit TFL from engaging in certain activities. To prepare for this, TFL will be restricting access to some TFL products and features from users in the US as of next week. This was out in April of 2025. April 25th of this year. They understand that this is frustrating news for users in the US. They're against geo-blocking as a matter of principle, but under the circumstances, they have no choice. Open source projects that TFL contributes to, such as the Terra Blockchain and Alliance, will not be affected. In addition, TFL is required to withdraw liquidity from its positions on Astroport, White Whale DeFi, and URAXYZ. TFL has provided liquidity on the following pools on Astroport, so they're trying to be open in terms of the money that's been shared. Any Luna withdrawal from these positions will be held in the TFL multi-sig through bankruptcy proceedings. Users with assets on Terra might need to bridge back to the source chain in order to exchange these assets. We apologize for the inconvenience. These changes will cause users and partners. TFL will provide further updates on Terra Money, etc., etc. End of thread. I know you boys have, but we could do with some good news. What's the story with the LFG? Could you please elaborate? Hugs for your whole team prayers. Good luck, good luck. There'll be tons of selling pressure. Why don't you guys create a vote to drop the inflation rate, stop printing unnecessary tokens? Thanks to the airdrop of 1.2 Australian cents. And what happens with my 140,000 Australian dollars that you stole from me? And this is it. So this is the reality, man. Like, there's always people got burnt. Like, people got so badly burnt. This is hard to digest. May be forced to fight the Matrix. Yeah. I mean, this is it. Look, I think you'll see by the title of the video, I'm saying, like, maybe this hits $2.50. I think that is kind of your best case scenario. But to be honest, with current court actions, like with current actions against Terra by the SEC, and there are, without doubt, more that are going to be coming, I think there's a very good chance of delisting. Very good chance of delisting on a multiple exchanges because, once one country can sort of issue the halt of that coin being present in their country, that can happen across the board. That could be the first domino that's fallen. This is honestly one I would stay away from. I think, again, your best case scenario is around $2.50, and that's basically based on the previous price action where there was a ton of volume. But overall, my honest thing here is you are going to see, I think we're going to see significant delisting. I think, and there's no evidence for that as of yet, but once you have banning in countries, other countries take note, and that tends to open up the floodgates. And if this is a coin you hold, I'd be careful. I'd be very, very careful. I think fundamentally, look, this really sucks for everyone. And anyone that got the airdrop, as you saw from some of the comments, it was a fraction of what they lost. No one feels fully reimbursed by this, and I don't see a scenario where they can be. Because fundamentally all the money that Terra had is pretty much gone. Not all of it, because we've seen some of the wallet movements prior to the huge crash that did happen. We saw there were a number of wallets owned by, I believe the Twitter account was Fatman Terra, posted a number of wallet transactions that occurred by Do Kwon around the time of the crash, where he moved his money safe. I believe, I'm not certain of that, but I kind of remember Fatman Terra's post on that. So look, I think I got the Twitter handle right as well, hopefully. Honestly, maybe this can get to a previous high of around $2.50, but I think there's a far greater chance that a coin like this could have delistings because of just the SEC situation, the bankruptcy case, and fundamentally, look, there is going to be more lawsuits. This won't be the only one. So, yeah, just be really careful. To be honest, this is not one that I would hold. And that's a really tough thing for a lot of people as well, because a lot of people will be like, well, if it gets back to the highs, maybe I get my money back. And I just don't think there's ever a scenario that's going to happen. Developers are not flocking there. New investors are not flocking there. You've got to understand that there needs to be a groundswell of momentum for this to gain traction. And right now, there's no evidence that that's going to happen. So I'd just be very, very cautious about it. If you've got a significant amount, if you've got $1 and you don't give a crap about your dollar, then what does it matter? But if you've got, thousands of dollars in this, I'd be very, very cautious, because I do think there's a significant likelihood that we're going to see some of the exchanges that's currently on delisting. And if, Binance were one of them, this tanks. So just be aware of that, guys. Because, kind of a dangerous one from my perspective. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. If you got burned by Terra, would you ever go back there? Would you ever buy this again? It's an honest question, because I've had some people say yes. Almost everyone said no. I get the no answer. If you said yes, why? How can you trust them again? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, look, if you want to make the same profits as me in this bull cycle, you can do. All you have to do is jump onto copymycrypto.com and join up. Copymycrypto.com is where I share my entire portfolio with my members. So if you were to join today, you'd see everything I own. Whenever I add to my portfolio with a new coin, I let my members know about the coin and the price I'm buying it at. Whenever I sell a coin, I let my members know which coin I'm selling and at what price. So all my members get in on coins at the same price. They get out at the same price. They make the same profit, but they don't have to do any work. There is no work for the members. And if you go onto the site, you'll see what the members have made. You'll see what I've said in the past. It's all public record, so you can verify it all. Copymycrypto.com is where you don't have to do any work. If you don't have your portfolio sorted, you got to remember, by the way, this spreadsheet is from like an 18-month window in terms of the money that was made. Now you've got less time than that because we're in a bull cycle. So if you don't have your portfolio sorted, if you don't have a portfolio, or you're really not confident in the coins that you have a read at copymycrypto.com, see the successes, and try the service out. If after 60 days or before 60 days you decide it's not for you, get your money back, by the way. Just email my team and we'll refund you. So check out the site, guys. And that's it from me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.